Once upon a time, in an ancient land, there lived a great wise sage. He was known for his great knowledge and devotion to the divine. One day, a young disciple approached him and asked, "O great sage, why do some people become famous while others work in the background?" The sage smiled and replied, "My child, there are those who seek fame and recognition, and those who work tirelessly in the background, unknown and unrecognized. But the truth is that it doesn't matter. Both are equal in the eyes of the divine, and both can achieve the same level of spiritual fulfillment. It is said that whoever becomes famous doesn't get more pieces of chocolate cake than the one who works in the background." The disciple was puzzled and asked, "Can you please explain further how spiritual fulfillment relates to being famous or not?" The sage thought for a moment and then said, "It is not the external recognition that matters, but the spirit in which one works. It is the intention behind the action, the motivation that drives us, that brings true satisfaction and fulfillment." Also, each end of the spectrum presents its own unique challenges that require careful attention and consideration. The desire for fame and recognition can lead us down a path of self-importance and ego. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that we are better than others, that we deserve more than they do. But this is a false sense of empowerment, one that only leads to disappointment. Likewise, the unknown servant that works in the background runs the risk of false modesty. It is easy to believe that our work is not important, that we are not making a difference. But this too is a trap, one that leads to feelings of worthlessness and despair. The truth is that true empowerment comes not from external recognition, but comes from recognizing the divinity within oneself and others. When we work with a spirit of devotion and service, without attachment to the outcome or recognition, we experience the joy of being in the present moment and making a positive difference in the world. Whether we are famous or unknown, our work is valuable and contributes to the greater good. The disciple pondered the sage's words for a moment and then asked, "But if external recognition doesn't matter, then why do some people still strive for it?" The sage smiled and replied, "It is a natural human tendency to seek validation from others. However, we must learn to recognize that external validation is fleeting and can never bring true fulfillment. It is like chasing after a mirage in the desert. The closer you get, the further it seems to be. Instead, we must focus on the inner journey, on developing ourselves, and on the spirit in which we work. We must strive to do our best to serve others with humility and compassion, and to trust that our efforts will be recognized in the eyes of the divine. When we do this, external recognition becomes a byproduct rather than the end goal. The disciple was inspired by the wise sage, his words, and asked, "How can we learn to cultivate this spirit of devotion and service in our work?" The sage thought again for a moment and replied, "By practicing detachment, humility, and gratitude." Detachment means letting go of the ego and the desire for personal gain or recognition. Humility means recognizing our limitations and the contributions of others. And gratitude means acknowledging the blessings and opportunities in our lives and using them to serve others. The disciple nodded, understanding the sage's wisdom. "Thank you for your teachings, O great sage," he said, bowing deeply. The sage returned the bow and said, "Remember, my child, whether we are working in the spotlight or in the shadows, we all have a role to play in this grand journey of life." The moral of the story: In a world where people are often judged by their achievements and status, it's easy to forget that we are all equal. True worth and contentment doesn't come from external recognition or success, but from cultivating a spirit of kindness, compassion, and service towards all beings. When we recognize the worth and dignity of every person, regardless of their background, we can start to work together to create a better world for all, without judging other people of their accomplishments. Let us remember that each person has a unique role to play in this grand journey of life, and that everyone's contributions, no matter how small or large, are valuable and worthy of respect. Thank you for watching. If you are still here and you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe and give the video a like. Join me in this journey to self-discovery. This was ZenCat Chronicles. Have a wonderful day.